What up, Long Beach? Welcome back to the 562.org. It's Tyler, and this More League track video is brought to you by the fine folks at Naples Rib Company, and all of our track and field coverage this year is sponsored by Joe Carlson and Debbie Hughes. Thank you to all of our sponsors, and it was a beautiful day out at Wilson High School for the More League track and field finals in 2025, and no one does a track meet like the city of Long Beach, so let's dive right into it with the girls 4x100 relay. Polly and Wilson, expecting to be a close race in this one. Layla Holland, the lead leg for Polly against London Weston for Wilson. Holland, the Harvard commit, takes the lead, but an important moment here is the pass. It's clean for Polly, it's shaky for Wilson. The Bruins definitely lose some momentum right there. Jalen Hunter gets a big lead now over Sanaya Bernardo on the back stretch. Now it's Faith McGee for Polly, trying to hold off Kaylin Edwards. The Bruins doing some chasing and making up some ground as we come around the curve and get towards the anchor as it becomes a little bit of a closer race. Brooklyn Lee needing to hold off Lauren Webster on this final stretch. And it wasn't easy to do on this last 100, but Lee has enough juice to get it done and get the win for Polly. They take it in 47-15. Wilson second in 47-68. Both teams advance to the CIF meet. Now to the boys 4x100 relay. Polly has the number 2 time in California this year. They are threatening their school record in this event, and the Track Rabbits off to a strong start, making up the stagger on the opening leg. Polly out to the lead, and Milliken in second. Juju Johnson next for Polly, trying to run away from Anthony League. Better to run away from him than at him, I guess. We saw that on the football field. The Track Rabbits really pulling away now as Malachi Dawson is going to throw down a great third leg as my car makes a cameo in the background there. I'm just stoked about the parking spot I got. Polly now cruising as Tay Wright takes the final handoff. No issues, no stress for the Jackrabbits. They do not top their season best, but plenty of fast races ahead for this quartet as Tay brings it home 41-18. Milliken in second, 43-87. Now to the girls 1600, little distance runners here. Wilson's Nadia Mejia, the favorite in this one, and a lot of Cardinal towards the front as Wilson gets the early lead pack with Mejia and a bunch of Bruins. After the bell lap here, Mejia with a big lead. More League cross-country champ Avery Peck not in this event. Mejia able to cruise to a win, 5:04.68, almost 10 seconds better than the field. Riley Jones second in 5:14.31, and Audrey Buckley in third, 5:19.01. Wilson sweeps the top 3 and all move to CIF. Now the boys 1600, a couple Milliken Rams, Max Ramirez and Jack Brown. Remember them from cross-country season, of course. Similar to the girls' race, it's Rams to the front. Brandon Hinojosa Garcia out fast to take the early lead. The top 4 are all Rams, but on the final lap, Ramirez out in front with a solid cushion. As you can see, he's starting to open up a lead there on his teammates. Starting to shrink, though. Aiden Ransom closing, but Ramirez holds on, 4:31.77. Ransom 4:32.01, and Hinojosa Garcia 4:32.24. Girls 100 hurdles, action coming right at you. Wilson's Kaylin Edwards in lane 4, starting a fantastic day with a great showing here, as she's going to win this race 13:79, beating the field by over 0.6 of a second. Polly's Caden Spain second, 14:40. Wilson's Aileen Washington third at 14:41. Edwards, terrific time there. Now to the boys 110 hurdles. Polly's Lennox Newton in the middle of the track in lane 4, and Newton's Law says he's going to win this race. He's time of 14:15, nearly a second better than the field. Armand Bly from Polly took the silver in 15:07. Both those guys moving on to CIF. Now the girls 400, as we get into the quarter mile, a good race here. Polly's Jalen Hunter in lane 3. Wilson's Brooke Blue in lane 4. Hunter gets out super fast to make up the stagger and take the lead here as you see them come around to the back stretch. Hunter and Blue stride for stride as the legs get heavy here towards the finish. Blue trying to come back, but Hunter is able to hold her off. Just 0.07 of a second at the finish. Jalen Hunter, 56.26. Blue for Wilson, 56.33. One of the closest races of the day, and all of the top 5 go to CIF. Now on the boys' side, Noah Smith, Wyland Obando, and Caden Burrows. Big names in this race. Smith shot out of a cannon at the start. Obando just kind of jogging through this event, saving his legs for later. But Smith getting out fast and getting a challenge from Burrows coming home. But Smith holds on for the W for the green and gold. His time 47:35, Burrows 47:85, Jarris Hill for Polly at 48:34. We will see all three at the CIF meet. Now to the girls 100, the fast sprints. Lots of green and gold in the middle. Anaya Brooks, Brooklyn Lee, and Layla Holland go left to right in the middle, and Lakewood's Amaya Rice there in red. As Lee is going to win this one for Polly in 11:69, Holland 11:77, Brooks 11:81. She would be okay, by the way. Rice fourth, also sub 12. The top 7 in this race moved to CIF. Now the boys 100, the closest race of the day. Rabbits in the middle, Julius Johnson in 3, Malachi Dawson in 4 are absolutely neck and neck. Johnson with the lean to win it by thousandths of a second. They were both credited with a 10:52. Tay Wright from Polly and Kaiser Burrows from Wilson also moving on to CIF, but Johnson happy about just getting that win over his teammate. Now the girls 800. Wilson dominated this event. Shariah Lewis-Williams, a former Polly Jackrabbit, top qualifier in this race, gets out first with the number 1 sticker on her right there. As Bruins really, excelling in this distance. You can see they've got the top of the class here. They sweep the top 4 and all go to CIF. Lewis-Williams, 2:14.98. Elisa Rodriguez, 2:15.47. Then Kamani Tyndall and Riley Jones. Now the boys 800, busting out the Obandos for this one. Weiland and Cash, both among the favorites here in the half mile. At the halfway point, Weiland Obando leads Polly's Gus Armstrong. And now to the finish, still Obando, but with some fellow Bruins moving up behind him. Weiland's going to win it 1:52.41 and hits his dance right after. Jordan Kincherlow 1:54.42. Cash Obando 1:55.03. Darian Shufford from Polly 1:55.55. That top 4 all moving on to CIF. That was definitely an interesting finish to that race. Now the girls 300 hurdles, more of the Kaylin Edwards show on the right, but a few other Bruins in contention, including Sanaya Bernardo in the middle. Pretty early on, you could tell this was Edwards' race. So smooth over the hurdles and just eating up that stagger very quickly to get out to the front. Opening up an impressive early lead, Bernardo is next, and Aileen Washington moves into third with 3 Bruins at the top. Edwards starts to chop her feet a little bit, but overall a terrific race. You can see Joy Anderson from Polly starting to move up, but Edwards would not be denied, as she's going to finish strong with a lead of 1.5 seconds over the field. She takes it in a 41 flat to win the hurdle double. Washington second, 42.57. Bernardo 43.83. The top 7 in this race qualified for CIF. Fast one. Boys 300 hurdles. Polly's Lennox Newton also looking to sweep the hurdles for Polly. He's in lane 4. Wilson's J. Ron Harris in lane 5. Kasim Shefford for Polly, you can see, gets out fast in lane 6. But watch Newton just navigate the curve really well here and move into the lead. And as we come around to the final 100, Harris from Wilson starting to make his move. Also have Armand Bly from Polly in the mix, but everyone is chasing Newton in this race. But no lead is guaranteed. With the hurdles, you got to make sure you finish clean, get over all your obstacles, and Newton would do just that, winning in 39.42. Bly second in 40.02, Harris third in 40.07, and all 3 of those guys with good enough times to move on to the CIF prelims. Now let's take it to the girls 200. 5 Jackrabbits and a Lancer in this field. Jalen Hunter already won the 400 for Polly. She's in lane 5 and starts out really well, but Amaya Rice right there with her. As sophomores, these two finished 3 and 4 in this very meet. Now back as seniors, battling once again. Rice absolutely flying down the home stretch, and she will come from behind to win it. A phenomenal PR of 24.12. Hunter 24.38 for silver, as Polly sends 5 to CIF, but look at the joy from Rice and her Lakewood teammates as they mob her after the race. I mean, what a story for Rice. She had a breakout sophomore season, kind of struggled a little bit last year, but she is back on the map with the win right there. Nobody was happier to win their race than Amaya Rice today and her hype squad. Just gotta love it. That's pure joy right there. Now to the boys 200, choppy start here. No DQs, fortunately. The green card, the unofficial symbol for my bad. On the restart, Wilson's Caden Burrows did not get out well. Polly had 6 of the 8 in this race, and it was very close. Kind of a weird race, and I almost missed Juju Johnson way over in lane 8. as he's burning it on his way to gold, 21:44, as Polly sweeps the top 4 with Johnson, Dawson, Hill, and Smith. Top 7 in this race also go to CIF as Johnson gets the sprint double. Girls 3200, it's Peck and Mejia. You remember them from cross-country season for sure. And at the mile mark, Mejia out front with about a 6-second lead over Avery Peck from Polly. Mejia looking to win both distance races. You can see at the bell, she's got plenty of cushion, still had a kick at the end to win in 10:59.09. Peck takes second, 11:18.20. She and teammate Alexa Hernandez-Lujan punch their tickets to CIF. Now, boys 2 mile, Max Ramirez from Milliken hoping to double up as well, but Wilson's Tommy Pinkerley gets out to the front, and that's how they stood after mile 1. Pinkerley, Ramirez, and then the field. Ramirez would bide his time and pull ahead with some cushion for the final lap. Pinkerley up next, and then Polly's Archie Byram ready to make his move on the last lap, and Byram had something for Ramirez. Max is able to hold on for the win, but what a close by the Polly Jr. to make it exciting at the end. A PR of 9:48.45 for Byram. He and Pinkerley both qualify for CIF, and Ramirez at 9:47.90, too gassed for water. Second gold of the day. Now, girls 4x4. Wilson the favorites in this race, but Polly shouldn't make it easy. Aileen Washington versus Araya Betty on the first leg. Pretty even at that initial pass. Riley Jones for Wilson gives the Bruins a slight lead as she passes to Shariah Lewis-Williams. Brianna Wells to Aaliyah Stokes for Polly. Now Kaylin Edwards on anchor with a lead. A tough task for Polly's Nevaeh Lewis. And Edwards has been hurdling all day, so an open track is light work, I suppose. Wilson wins in 3:47.71. Polly silver in 3:50.43. Now the last race of the day, this was not run by candlelight. The boys 4x400, 2 of the best in the nation in this event. Charles Chapman for Wilson, Gus Armstrong for Polly. As the Jackrabbits with the lead after the first leg, and they retain it with Hill, who hands to Shufford. And then Kaiser Burrows hands off to little bro Caden, and he unleashes a fantastic third leg for the Bruins. He gets Wilson in front going into the anchor. Wyland Obando versus Noah Smith. And really, there's no other way to say it. Smith was running like the Rents do, and he needed first and last plus security deposit. This first 200 is absolutely preposterous. And you really thought he may have emptied the tank too early as he takes over the lead right away. Obando was giving him all he could handle as we head to the finish, but Smith had the answer. What an anchor leg for the junior Noah Smith as Polly wins it 3:13.82. Wilson in second, 3:13.87. 500ths is the final margin of the day, and Polly is fired up getting that win. Smith on the anchor didn't drop the baton, he dropped the mic. What a way to end these Moore League finals, and track season a long way from over. We've still got 4 weeks left. We will be at CIF Finals May 17th in Moore Park. You want coverage of that and all other sports going on in Long Beach, you're already in the right spot, the562.org.